Hi, bows and bow ties. I know it's been a while. I've been caught up. Caught up. Um, Let me see. What time is it? It's 5 o'clock in the morning. Um, and I'm en route to my job. So, as you can see, I haven't had a whole lot of cycles between that, some sports stuff, and just a whole lot of other things going on. But let me just say this. You guys know I was on the TikTok. And it was about a week ago. I saw this man get on there, and it was one of those balloon popping scenarios. And he pops the balloon, or they pop a balloon when he comes out. They like him or whatever. You guys have seen some of this, I'm sure you've heard about. I've seen several content creators make videos on this man. Now, I saw him. Was it last week? And if you believe the comments, and everybody's talking about him and calling him a Ninja Turtle, all kinds of stuff. I don't know why they were so hyper focused on that individual when there were multiple balloon popping episodes out there. And this is what I have to say. Um, this has been like this. I'm just recently starting to see all of these scenarios over the last maybe 2 or 3 weeks, maybe a month. I can't remember. I mean, it's been several weeks. And I don't, for the life of me, understand why we are making this kind of content where we are putting ourselves out there to be judged by someone who doesn't like us anyway. And that's on both sides. Men and women just don't even like each other anymore. And then they go on this dating show, and you've got a whole bunch of people standing there who have already, I don't know, I guess you have these women who are standing there with a balloon, and if the guy walks out, they'll pop the balloon, or vice versa. A woman will come out there, and you'll have this man standing there. We have all these men standing there with these balloons, and they pop them. And I'm just like, okay. And then they sit there, and then they pick you apart. They pick you apart. And I'm trying to understand, why are we even making this content? You've got the dudes out there pretending to pontificate as if they're so intelligent. You know, you've got women out there who are just, I they're out there talking to these guys who don't seem all that bright, who are picking them apart. Like, it's just kind of a gross. I don't get it. I'm like, I'm at the point where everyone should just take like a 1 year hiatus. Don't even talk to each other, because at this point, it's just getting out of hand. Someone thought this was a good idea. Well, apparently it was, because it's getting eyes and ears and attention and clicks and views. But we don't like each other. We don't like each other. And all we're doing is making content centered around how much we don't like each other. That's what we're doing. We're making content around how much we don't like each other. I want you to think about what you can find right now out here in the media on Black people. It's all negative. You can find content like that, like these negative dating shows. You've got these weirdo dudes on these podcasts talking about women all day, every day, and negatively, right? You've got all of the sportscaster land going in hard on Black women all the time, but they don't go hard on everybody else. They literally just don't like us. Now, when you look at the content that's out there, these men would get up in arms when they would see someone like a Cynthia G out there. Now, I don't agree with all of her talking points, right? Because this whole like, don't produce men. I would say take a hiatus from producing children for men who don't want you. But don't produce young boys. It's like, give it a voice. I mean, that's not something that I would advocate. Um, she's, I think, no longer on YouTube. And I'm going to be honest, I can only take her in bits because she was a lot, right? In my opinion, although she wasn't entirely wrong about some of the things she was saying, but she also, to me, just came from a place of hurt. But you'll get one person like that and they will lose their mother loving minds. But you've got a slew of, I don't know, unintelligent men out here on these podcasts. Now, I will say this. Lately, I have done a phenomenal job of getting many of them out of my feed. But I do like to still listen to sports, so I don't listen to all the sports content, but I am a fan of sports. So unfortunately, I will still have these male podcasters pop up in my feed. But what I've done was I've tried to, it's like cleanse the palate, look for different sources of entertainment in terms of what I'm listening to. Out here, I don't know what to say. I I just feel like ultimately men and women just don't like each other. Not right now. There's too much going on. I'm finding that much of it is centered around women being tired, so they don't want to deal with men. And men, from my opinion, are dealing with a lot of low self-esteem because they are not measuring up to this new standard created by women. So what they will do is say, we don't want any baby moms. I'm like, but you're baby daddies. And I hate that term, by the way. They'll put it all on women. They'll say things like, you're a single mother. I'm like, you're a single father. You're creating, you know, fatherless children. And I would push back. I'm like, yes, you're creating fatherless children. You know, so I think that what they're doing is the women are tired and the men are trying to engage in these shaming tactics, from which I don't think that's working. All that's doing is further creating a divide. I think we need to stop making this kind of content. Although it can be entertaining, I don't know. I was getting bored. I saw some of those videos, and then I started getting bored. I'm like, this is dumb. Like, I don't even want to hear that to say. Most of them sound like, just trying to sound so intelligent. That's what they sound like to me. And it's like the same recycled men. I don't know. Anyway, we don't like each other. I think we need to stop making content about each other because all it's doing is fueling a generation or two or three of young people who don't like each other. We don't even want to have children from our own kind. We would rather dilute ourselves. Like I don't have a problem with interracial dating at all, but it seems like the thought of creating a black child now is like so anathema. I'm like, oh my gosh, I like who I am. So anyway, that's pretty much it. You know, we need to stop making that kind of content, and we have to figure out how we can stop hating each other. All right. Can y'all see how tired I am? I haven't even had my coffee. I know I look psycho right now. Looking really psycho. All right. Bye.